Hey, this is Lewis from SoFly, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a footer with oxygen like the one on our website, wplimport.com. So we have a 4-column footer, logo image, tagline, link to our website, and then 3 columns for menu links, and then the SubFooter with copyright info and a logo. So let's go ahead and create something very similar to this in Oxygen. So I already have a page open in Oxygen, so the footer has something to go below. So we'll add a section. We'll set the background color to sort of a bluish gray. And then we will set 50 pixels of padding on the top and the bottom. And then for the footer columns themselves, we will add a div. I will call this footer column, and we'll set it to float left. Width is going to be 25%. And then we will just duplicate this 3 times so that we have 4 footer columns. Okay, for the first column, we will go ahead and add in our logo image. So we'll add an image. And then I'm just going to copy the image address here and paste it in. I can do that because wplimport.com is my website. And then we'll set the width here to, let's say, 110 pixels. And below this, we're going to have a tagline. And below that, we are going to have a link. So I want the text in this section and all of this section to just default to white. So I'm going to go to the section itself and just set the text color to white. And now that white is just going to cascade down into all of this section's child elements unless we overwrite it. So they should say import any XMR CSV file to WordPress, and maybe make it a little bit smaller, say 14 pixels, and probably put some margin on either side, say 15 pixels on either side. And then we want everything in this column to be centered, but we don't want everything in these columns to be centered because in these columns we're going to have our menu links aligned left. So we're just going to go to the ID and set the text align to left, or sorry, text align to center for this column. Now to get the image to center, we have to set it to display as an inline block, or if we have it display as a block, we can set margin auto on either side. Okay, there we go, that's center. Then this should say by SoFly. We'll make this white, font size 15 pixels, and link to SoFly.com. In fact, we'll make this a slightly gray, and then on hover, we'll make it white. Okay, looks good. And then on all of the footer columns, we should have 20 pixels of padding on either side, so the content's not right up against the edge. Okay, it looks pretty good. Now for the menu columns themselves, we'll go ahead and add a heading. I'll call this footer column title. Color is actually already white, so I don't have to set that myself. Font size 20px. And the default font weight of bold is fine. Let's main menu. You know what? Maybe 20 is a little bit too big. Let's move that down to 18. And then below this, we're going to have the menu link. So we'll add a text link. I'll call this footer menu link. And the color will be white, whitish gray, transparent white. And then on hover, we'll just make it white. And this will say home. And we'll duplicate it a few times. Now to get the links to stack vertically, we can make them display as a block instead of an inline block. Inline blocks will stack next to each other. Inline blocks will display vertically. And then we want some space below the footer column title. So let's add 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then let's duplicate this a couple more times. Add some menu text, home, features, product tour, videos, and pricing. Now to get these links separated from each other, we could use margin. You can also use line height. The default is 1.4. You can move this up to 1.5, 1.6, even 1.7. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and delete these extra columns and then just duplicate this column for our remaining menu links. Okay, cool. There is our menu, and this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and add the subfooter below the footer. So I'm going to go ahead and add another section, and I'm going to set the background color to a similar color to the footer itself, just slightly darker. And in this section, we are going to have a text block that says copyright Plugcore Party Limited. So copyright. Actually, I'm just going to type it out myself. To do a copyright symbol, I think it is Command Option R. No. Alt R, Alt T, E. Where is it? Alt G. That's what it is. Okay, Option or Alt on a Mac. G will make the copyright symbol. Copyright C 2016 SoFly. And then we're going to put some padding on the lower footer. Let's go with 20 pixels on either side. And let's make the text in here much smaller. So say 12 pixels. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're going to set this to float left. And then on the right, we're going to have the by text and the logo image. So we'll copy the image address. We'll put that all in a div. So we'll add a div, set this div to float right. Inside the div, we're going to have a text block that says by, and that's it. And then for the image, just paste in the URL here. And that's much too big, so we will make it 20 pixels tall. Set this to float right, and set this text to float left. And let's add some margin on the text, so it's as if there was a space there. And let's make this text let's make this whole thing, all the text, just gray. Okay, looks good. That is how to do a nice multi-column footer with Oxygen. Now let's go ahead and make this responsive. So less than 992, this is still going to be fine. At less than 768, in fact, I think it's going to be fine as well. But once you get down to between 768 and 480 and lower, it's a little bit cramped. So I'm just going to say on less than 768, what we'll do is we'll make the column with the logo 100% width. And then we'll make these columns, the actual footer columns themselves, 33.33% width. And let's add some margin below this. Okay, let's see, that looks good at 768, less than 480. Still looking good. I would say maybe we should have these stacked vertically at less than 480 just because it is a bit cramped. So less than 480, I'm just going to go 100% width on all these columns. Okay, looks pretty good. Here's how it looks on desktop. Here's how it looks less than 992, less than 768. This is a pretty cool effect. And then less than 480 stacks vertically. Oh, and you know what we should do? On less than 992, we should add some container padding on the copyright text itself. Okay, it looks pretty good. That's how to do a footer using Oxygen. Thank you for watching.